Lyman Eagles Volleyball is live only on mylocalradio.com. Eagles Volleyball is in session for another action-packed fall season.
I'm gonna hunt you down. Yeah, I ain't playing around. I'ma take your crown. Man, better run, gonna hunt you down.
Carrying you straight through the year and into the state tournament in November. MyLocalRadio.com is here to bring you live video coverage of Lyman Eagles sports. With the opening serve quickly approaching, let's join Jake Hibbard, voice of the Eagles, in the My Local Radio broadcast booth for pregame coverage.
I'm gonna hunt you down. Yeah, I ain't playing around. I'ma take your crown. Man, better run, gonna hunt you down.
Welcome back into our continued coverage of the Rawlins Invitational. Jake Hibbert joining you as you were watching. If you were watching on our first stream, Mountain View defeated Torrington in straight sets. And as we are getting set for Lyman to take on their opponent Pinedale in the first gold bracket opportunity in the quarterfinals for them today. A couple of quarterfinal action broadcasts out of the Bridger Valley. Mountain View taking on it was Torrington, beat them in straight sets, but dominating second set. Lyman hoping to do similar. It's been a little while since we've seen this team in action. Coming into the tournament, they were 9-4. Don't have anything on their tournaments so far. It looks like they went or 9-5. Looks like we got one score reported from yesterday, but not too much outside of that. Pinedale listed at 7-7 on Max Preps, but all those matches happening yesterday. We got results for Mountain View. Did not hear back on anything for Lyman, so we will go forward with them. We knew they were 9-4, 9-5 coming into the week, so a program with all new varsity players from a year ago after that JV bumped up to varsity, starting to figure it out, and in a gold bracket quarterfinal today against Pinedale, a good test for them. We'll take one break and be back with first set action next. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires and offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
Back in set 4, set 1 action as I nearly took a spill racing down and getting back up for the lineups for both these teams. Got to catch my breath here. Leading off on the serve for Lyman. On the right side, they've got black jerseys, black shorts, white jerseys with green sleeves, and black shorts for Pinedale on the left side of the net. Outside hitter, Bryce Hansen starting it off for Mountain View in the front line. Mandy Ayer in the back line, the other outside hitter. Maddie Harris, a middle. And she is in the back row. I do not see a libero for Lyman or a DS coming in, so it looks like Maddie Miller will play in the back line. At middle blocker, Looks like we've got Kendall Dickerson up front. And leading off with the serve is Brooklyn Walker, the junior setter. Outside attack, first one by Jamie Strite of Pinedale. Walker sets up to the outside. Hansen down with the points. First kill for Hansen of the contest, and we are at 1-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard as Walker will serve a second time. A lot of moving parts in these tournaments and trying to get names and numbers on everyone beforehand. And we'll try to catch up with Brescia Hansen in between these contests to find out a little bit more about what happened. We do know Lyman played well enough to get into the gold bracket, so that's a great start for this young team. Let's see if we can find out any more about the goings-on of yesterday. Serve over for Pinedale, 1-1 contest to the outside. It's Hansen flipping it over the net, and a touch called, or 4 hits perhaps, goes to, I don't think Hansen may have got caught in the net. It's a point for Pinedale. Nora Legursky over with the serve for Pinedale. And a little flip over by Hansen. Deep corner push to the back right side. Outside attack from Strite. A power shot down. Let's, with a moment now, give you some players for the Pinedale side. Jamie Strite at outside hitter along with McKinley Bolter. And at the middle blocker, Kai Hansen and Nora Legursky. At right side hitter, Savannah Criddle, and setter is Maggie Mahanovich. Libero, Anna Harbor, and DS Riley Dawson. Outside attack, Hansen's blocked, but it goes out of bounds off the hands of Kendall Dickerson. And Hansen goes back to serve. 2 kills for Bryce. Sophomore hitter for the Lyman offense. Set up to the middle, and a little tip down by Kai Hansen is good for the point. And kill for Pinedale. They lead at 4-2. Strite with a kill as well for Pinedale. Hansen with 2 for Lyman. Not sure if we'll be able to get to it today. Mandy Air flips it over the net, but I caught up with Bryce Hansen in the halls on Tuesday. She just wanted to talk volleyball. She tracked me down and said, hey, let's talk. So tacked to her. We had her on the coach's corner as Kendall Dickerson gets a kill for Lyman to make the score 4-3. We put that on the coach's corner out on KNYN 99.1 on, I think it was on Tuesday that ran. Just a note out there to anyone at either school. If you want to talk to me, just come and ask. And yeah, I'll do that. We're always looking for more interviews. Point back to Pinedale on the kill there by Savannah Criddle. You know, it's hard to find kids that actually want to talk. So if you ever say, yeah, I want to, you're absolutely, you better not be joking because you're definitely getting interviewed at that point. Hansen was luckily enough, she might have been joking, but did oblige and was pretty good. A lot of confidence out of that sophomore. 5-3 the score. And into the net on a little shot down from McKinley Bolter. 5-4 the score. Set number 1, Pinedale leading Lyman. Serve to Lyman. And just to the right of center, a little jump serve over by Charles C. Rose. Attack goes back Rose's way off the arm of Kai Hansen. She gets another kill, her second, and Pinedale leads at 6-4. So I referenced the bracket in the last contest I did, but these are 2 different teams, so there's a good chance if you were watching this one, you weren't watching the last one. This is one of the 4 quarterfinal matchups. That's how quarterfinals work. Up high from the setup, Walker to air, the left-handed hitter goes cross quarter, and a net touch called on Pinedale. Gives the point back to the Eagles, and it is 6-5. Lyman's down 1. So the winner of this game plays the winner of Douglas and Warland. The loser plays the loser of that same matchup. We'll have a couple of contests in between at the very least, win or lose, as we have to get the other 2 quarterfinal matchups out of the way. So we'll have a little bit of a break. Get back to play here. Pinedale to the right side. No, it's a little fake right side. Go outside. Fooled me, fooled the defense, and a kill down for Bolter. And Pinedale leads it by 2. The games are listed by number. There's no time attached with them, and it's because it's just a rolling schedule of 3 sets, but best 221 in the sets. Third set is to 15. Outside attack, Hansen winds up, power shot, but just out of bounds. Point back to Pinedale. They lead it 8-5 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. And a serve up for Riley Dawson. Ace in front of Mandy Air. Got scared for a second. I was calling her Cedar. But no, Mandy. Okay, I got that. Got a long day of volleyball ahead, so I can't get off on the wrong foot that way. So glad I did not. 9-5 the score. Tied at the net and dug out by Hansen. Incredible play to keep that after it looked like it was down for Mihanovic. Outside attack, cross quarter. It's a good one by Bolter, but picked up by Air in the back line. Hansen winds up on a back set and kills it. Down the line, set up by Walker there, and a flat-footed attack for Bryce Hansen is the point. 3 kills for Hansen in the set. 9-6 the score. Serve over by Harris. Outside attack for Pinedale on the outside. It's a good shot by Nora Legursky, and a net touch called there on Brooklyn Walker. Junior setter caught in the net, gives a point back to Pinedale. They lead it by 4. Bolter with the serve over. Close to the out the bounds line, but picked up by Air. To the outside, it's Hansen. Sharp cross. Kill. 4 kills for Bryce. She's got 4 of her team's 7 points in the set, but they still trail it to Pinedale by 3. Pinedale, a strong team, returning a great hitter in Jamie Strite from a year ago. Right side attack and cross quarter from Legursky as she moves back into the middle position as it's returned by Lyman. And a shot through a big blocking seam for Bryce Hansen. 5 kills in the set. And Lyman trying to climb back. Serve from Walker. Moves a right side hitter and Emma Nelson back into the game for Lyman. Cross court shot, and we do have a libero into the game. The Raven Heaton, I believe. I've not seen her play this year, but that's number 30, yeah. That lime green jersey, mint green, lime green, neon green, something along those lines, highlighter colors. Heaton is in, and the point back to Lyman makes it 10-9. Good serve by Walker, outside attack on the return by Strite. And a little tip over, kept up by Pinedale. Back to their side, Strite hits it back middle. Hansen from Walker, back to Hansen for the kill. It's in bounds by a hair. No, one was ruled in, the other ruled out, and the line judge with the call, probably correctly, called it just out of bounds. So the point back to Pinedale, 11-9 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. And the serve for Pinedale. Tied on the net, Hansen runs into the stanchion as she tries to knock it over, but cannot, so 4 hits. And Pinedale up 12-9. Both coaches that I talked to, Diana Timms and Brescia Hansen, stress the importance of getting off to a quick start in these contests because it's only 2:21. Knock off the tape by Hansen, picked up Pinedale side Strite with a good cross-court shot. Harris with the first touch up. It's over and in by Hansen. Set up to the middle, and Hansen, that being Kai Hansen for Pinedale, terminates in the back middle. 13-9. Whistle blown, timeout taken. Coach Hansen. That's Brescia Hansen for Lyman. We'll take it with them. 13-9. Pinedale leads on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Just out of the break, Kendall Dickerson gets her second kill of the set to get A point back Lyman's way. They're hanging in after the break. Down by 3, 13-10 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Hard serve, back left side from Bryce Hansen. Ends up acing it over. You know, it was a lift there, a double hit by the setter, Maggie Mahanovic. Tried again for Hansen. That is a no question about it. Counted up as an ace. And Lyman is within 1. (13-12) the score. Hansen winds up to serve. Line drive over. Picked up from Strite. She does not get the opening attack. It goes instead to the middle to Hansen. Set up from Walker to Mandier. The lefty swings it through 2 blockers. Picked up in the back line by Harbor. And a donut hole diving save made by Hansen. Keeps it alive for Lyman. On to Pinedale side. Mahanovic dump set. Blocked by Air. Stays up. Strike. Tries it again. Diving play made by Air. Pancake not quite up. And point to Pinedale. What a great rally, though, we just saw. Great athleticism shown by both sides in that contest. After these games, we will have a couple of more quarterfinal games, and then the winners, Pinedale or Lyman, will be in the winner or losers bracket against either Douglas or Warland. Actually, I think that's the other side. That's Mountain View's side, I think. Let's take a look. No, that is Douglas or Warland. That's Lyman's side of the bracket. And then Lyman and, no, I'm wrong again. Yeah, Torrington, Mountain View, Douglas, Warland on that side of the bracket. Lyman, Pinedale is Rawlins, Powell. That's their side. Point back to Pinedale. Getting this information texted to me, a picture up, and I appreciate it. It's just got to get this all on the fly. There, we figured out. Rawlins versus Powell will be the final quarterfinal contest, and the winners and losers of this match right here will play the winners and losers of that contest. 16-12 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. And Pinedale with a 4-point advantage has the serve. It's Mahanovic, the setter, back in this 5-1 formation. Walker for Lyman, set up to the middle. Mandy Air, it was a touch, had to be a touch, and it's in either way apparently. But I thought there was a touch at the line too if it did go out of bounds at the net. Good kill there for Mandy Air. Hansen with 5 kills in the set. 2 from Dickerson, 1 from Air. And Kendall Dickerson with the serve for Lyman. Lofts it over, back right side. Strite with the first touch. And the middle attack, no one there. Savannah Criddle had a big open spot in the back left side and attacked and terminated. Strite serving. Lofts it over to Air. Close to an ace. Hansen saves that. Harris bumps over on a third. 17-13 to score. Pinedale on top. Mahanovic to the middle. Blocked but stays down on Lyman's side. Kai Hansen with the kill. Strike, great serve. Back left side. Walker gets a second bump up. Harris at the middle. Deflects it off the block. Stays on Pinedale's side. 18-13. And into the net. An Air from Hansen. Kai Hansen puts it at 18-14. Lyman trails Pinedale. This set number 1 of 3, up to 3 scheduled. Best of 3. This is a double elimination day 2 gold bracket. Serve out of bounds by Charles C. Rose. Puts the score at 19-14. Hansen serving. Out. Back-to-back service airs, 1 for Lyman, 1 for Pinedale. Hansen takes a seat. Replaced in by the libero in the back row, Anna Harbor. Mandier with the serve over. Mahanovic to the middle, through 2 blockers and a touch at the line. Touch at the net by Maddie Harris. Gives the point back to Pinedale. They are at set point number 1 in this opening set. First team to 21, or to win by 2 in this gold bracket action. And a power shot. Harris close to a double hit, but keeps it legal. Bump over Walker onto Pinedale's side. Harbor with the first touch. Mahanovic outside, setting up. Bolter down the line. Charles C. Rose saves it. Walker bumps it over and just inbounds. Close to a point. A third by Strite for Pinedale is just over and in. Hansen gets the first touch. She wants the attack. Obliged by Walker, and the kill. Bryce Hansen with kill number 6 of the set. 20-16 though still for Lyman. trailing by 4 in set point number 2 for Pinedale. Punch over from Harris on the serve up. Mahanovic to the outside. Tries Legursky down the line. Finds a spot between 3 defenders. And 21-6, the final in set number 1. Pinedale defeats Lyman. On to set 2 in a couple of minutes. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com. 21-16, the final in set number 1 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard.
The best place to stay when...
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Bird Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
It's important to feel like you belong. At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we understand the value of connection. When you become a member, you join our family. You become an owner of a not-for-profit financial organization, and your success becomes our success. We give back to our members by offering lower loan rates, fewer fees, higher yields, and more products and services. Become a member of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today, and let's work together to reach your financial goals. We're a caring partner here for you. Member NCUA.
Set number 2 is pending as Pinedale takes the first on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard, 21-16 over Lyman. Time to give out that Dr. McKay Franklin precision play of the game, and it goes to Bryce Hansen, the sophomore outside hitter, for Lyman with 6 kills in the opening set. And Dr. McKay Franklin bringing you precision plays of the game throughout the season in all sports. And that's quality, affordable dentistry close to home. Dr. McKay Franklin, precision play of the game. Opening serve goes Pinedale's way, and we are underway. Pinedale set up on the right side of the net, and Lyman to the left. And we are underway. The serve is over, and Strite with a 10-foot line attack. Pushed up by Hansen. Walker to Hansen. Back for the kill. It's in. It's out, actually. Hansen says, oh, my gosh. It was in. But it was ruled out, and close plays there. Ruled as out. So 1-0 Pinedale. Serve number 2 over for Pinedale. Hansen tries it again down the line this time instead of across quarter. Picked up by Pinedale. Strite bumps it over. Air with the touch up to the middle. Dickerson taps it down. Still going, though. Pinedale with some great defense. But a hit into the net. No, it goes over the net and past Lyman for the point. 2-0 Pinedale. Pinedale leading on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Walker sets up outside to Hansen, and she hits the tape. 3-0 Pinedale. That old momentum shift. Really hasn't been a shift. It's been mostly in Pinedale's favor throughout this contest. But a great first opportunity kill for Hansen ends up going away. And after that, Lyman seems to be a little bit well, it's a little bit in shock still. A big power attack by Strite puts it down 4-0. And Pinedale pitching a shutout here in set number 2 so far. Shot over. Walker to the right side, sets up Dickerson. We got a decoy of Hanson on the outside. That was a good attack by Lyman, but it goes for 0. Strite with a nice shot down the line, and it goes off the 2 hands of Charles C. Rose. 5-0. On the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard, Lyman trailing Pinedale. Lyman worked their way, as did Pinedale, into the gold bracket today, and now they're fighting for the right to move on to the semifinals. A little later on today in this rolling schedule. Maddie Harris with a good broken play attack over, bumped over from Pinedale. Mahanovic with that tap over. Try it to Hanson, down the line. She pushes it in a donut hole. A nice power attack, beat the block, but a little bit of touch as well. First point of the set for Lyman. Comes on a kill for Hanson. Her 7th of the contest. And that's a big number if you're playing to 21 and you're only in set number 2. Legursky goes off the tape and it falls back down. Give a partial block to Hanson there, as she knocked it back over. 5-2 back-to-back points for Lyman. Outside attack, Strite pushes it over with 2 hands. Saved by Hanson, but over the net. Jamie Strite hits it down and then gets called for the net touch as she rattled that little netting. The webbing was shaking. 5-3, 3 straight points for Lyman. Only one of them coming off of a kill, by the way. Outside attack, Strite not happy. She puts down another power attack, but it goes out of bounds. Lyman crawling back on back-to-back. Pinedale airs, and they have a little thing working now. Set up from Mahanovic onto Lyman's side. Walker to the middle. Dickerson winds up, pushed up on to Pinedale's side, to the middle attack. Legursky tries to dig it out of the net, so does Mahanovic. Neither can quite dig it out, and Lyman has crawled all the way back. They're hanging in, staying alive now all of a sudden from heads hanging to heads held high. The Eagles are knotted up through 10 points. Down 1-0 though. Strite winds up and attacks, hits it into the net. And just as that one air, well, it went as a net touch for Jamie Strite. That seems to have compiled for her and the Pinedale Wranglers. 6-5 the score. And a dump set from Mahanovic catches Lyman off guard, just off the front of the arm of Brooklyn Walker there. Pinedale gets the point back to tie it back up. 6-all on the board. Pinedale serving Lyman. Legursky with the hard shot over backside to air. Bump set from Walker to the 10-foot line. Hanson hits it over back middle. Legursky to Mahanovic. Saves it with a one-handed punch over. Walker to the back line. Air winds up with her left hand and knocks it out of bounds. Looks a little sheepish as she goes back to the bench, as she gives that glance back to the bench, knowing that she could have gotten that in, but just kind of missed it. Got a little bit under the ball. 7-6. Hanson with the push up on Lyman's side. And the attack goes right side there. Emma Nelson, back left corner. Pinedale's, it's Harbor with the return. And Strite with the attack over. Walker shoots to the outside, a little bit off. Hanson over the line. Nothing called, though. A tap down on a 50-50 ball. Kylie Hanson with the kill for Pinedale, and they lead it over Lyman on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard, 8-6. Serve stays with Legursky. It's a tough one. Air returns it, but nowhere to go. It's a 0 pass, and it's 9-6 Pinedale. This set, as volleyball is always called a game of runs, this set has been just that. From 5-0 Pinedale to 6-5 Lyman to now 9-6 Pinedale. The serve over. Hanson winds up 6 feet away from the net. It's a good shot down the line, but the backline defense picks it up. That was Dawson on the return up. Onto Lyman's side. Deep corner push. That's Walker. And pick back up. Legursky to Strite. Roll shot over to the back middle. Dickerson and and Walker try to grab it, but neither one can. 10-6. Timeout taken by Lyman. They had momentum rolling. It's all gone. And it's 10-6. Pinedale leading in set number 2 with a 1-0 lead on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard on this, a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
5-point run for Pinedale on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard as we welcome you back to Lyman versus Pinedale. Gold bracket action, day 2 of the Rawlins Invitational. This, although it is in abbreviated points only to 21 and only in 3 sets, essentially a good 3A state preview as all 3A volleyball programs, all 16, are in attendance in this tournament. Gold bracket action returns with a kill by Bryce Hansen on a first opportunity. Puts a point back on the board for Lyman. And this contest has been a game of runs, this set in particular. Teams have scored in runs of 5 for Lyman. For Pinedale, they've had 2 runs of 5. Lyman, a run of 6 along the way, getting a point back. See if the trend continues here. Right side attack. Emma Nelson winds up, but gets way under the ball. And it's out of bounds by 1.5 miles. 11-7. That bucks the trend of teams scoring in at least runs of 5 or 6. 11-7, Pinedale. On the serve over, it is not over. Mahanovic into the net and point back to Lyman. 11-8, a 3-point advantage on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Kendall Dickerson serves it long, serves it out, but it's returned up by Harbor. Into the net, and the attack by Kai Hansen goes for a point Lyman, 11-9. Dickerson serves again, the righty, setting up just to the right of center. Again, it was out, but again, Harbor returned it, and this is an ace. Second ace of the contest. So Dickerson has twice gotten away with serves that are definitely would have been out of bounds. In fact, on that one, Harbor returned it, much like the last one, out of bounds. This one long again, and this is in, and Legursky returns it. Outside attack from Hansen, a good one. Cross quarter picked up by Dickerson. And a long run for Walker to get it to air. 3 bumps and over for Lyman. On to Pinedale. Jump set. Mahanovic to Strite. They show 3 attackers, but Lyman wields it well and gets a block. Strite the return shot. This a cross quarter and a kill. That was an impressive little attack. A jump set from Mahanovic, and then all 3 hitters went up to attack. That forced single coverage all the way around as the blockers can't cheat off on anyone. But on that single coverage, still, Emma Nelson got a block down on Strite. She got the return attack, though, and the point over. 10-12, the score. Pinedale leading by 2 over Lyman on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. And a shanked return up and over by Raven Heaton onto Pinedale's side. 12-10, again the score. Outside attack by Bolter. Picked up by Hansen in the back middle for Lyman. To the middle, Harris gets a shot up Strite in the back right side. Jump set, Mahanovic to the middle. Roll shot over by Hansen. Diving save by Bryce Hansen made on Lyman's side. Air off the tape, and it would have been 4 hits. Instead, it's just out of bounds for whatever you want to call it. 12-11 the score, but that point was misattributed. Should be 13-10. There it's corrected on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Pinedale leading. Strite with the serve over, high return. And it's a setup for Air. She gets it into the net as the set from Walker was way off and out to the left of her on the antenna side. 14-10, the score. Strite serving for Pinedale. Back middle, Hansen to Walker. Back set, try it to Nelson. Double coverage on her. Good backline defense by Legursky to keep it up. And a roll shot over the net from the right side by Criddle. Bump set, Air to the back line. Hansen puts a good spin on it. Back middle, picked up. 14-10 to score. Outside attack again. Pinedale shows a couple of blockers, but Nelson with the stuff blocked down on McKinley Bolter. 14-11. Emma Nelson gets high fives as she heads to the bench and then throws her arms up in celebration after sitting down. Still flying high from that stuff block down. 14-11. Pinedale still well in control of this contest, though, and McKinley Bolter returns with an attack and a kill down. 15-11, 6 points away from a straight set victory for Pinedale. Again, programming note, this is the first time I think I've said it on this stream. We will keep it all on the same page today. That page will continue to be updated to say this stream's coming up, this stream's happening. So continue to refresh the page, and also on Facebook at My Local Radio, that Facebook page. And I'll try to tag the Lyman High School and We Are MV as well to keep everyone updated as best we can. to know when these contests are happening because we have a rolling schedule and figure for about an hour per contest. So we've got 2 quarterfinals action games, and so at least probably 3 hours away from another game happening, but you never know. It could be 45 minutes per contest. 15-12 the score. Right side attack and a shot out of bounds and way out of bounds, almost to that back padding on the gym back baseline side. Savannah Criddle got a hold of it. And it's point back to Lyman. It's a close one again, 15-13. Lyman not laying down in this one. To the middle, it's Legursky with a shot down just beyond and to the right of the arm of Mandy Air. 16-13 the score. Again, abbreviated sets. If you're looking at that stream page right now and wondering where the rest of the game's at, it only shows 2 streams. There will be more streams added following the completion of this contest. And on that same page, you don't need to find a new page. Just keep updating. And if you want to go back and watch these games on archived, you can do that as well. Bryce Hansen with a kill out of the middle for Lyman. And they're within 2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard, 16-14. Mountain View has already advanced into the semifinals. Lyman trying to do the same, but they'll need a mighty comeback. Pinedale well in store right now for a semifinal berth. A double hit by Charles C. Rose puts them 4 points away. Pinedale will move on if they can win this second set to play either Rawlins or Powell. Mountain View will play either Douglas or Warland in semifinal action on mylocalradio.com. Great outside attack on not the best of sets from Hansen. Outside for strike, cross quarter. Good save by Harris. At the 10-foot line, flat-footed attack, spin put on by Hansen. 17-14 to score. To the middle, Legursky skies up, but gets blocked down by Kendall Dickerson and Hansen. Give the block there to Kendall Dickerson. So it looks like she got the bulk of the ball put down. 15 points for Lyman. They trail by 2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Again, give me a couple of days on that one. I'll get it down. Got that with an ace by Sierra Walker. By Brooklyn Walker. Presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
Out of the break here, it's 17-16. Pinedale up 1-0 and up by a single point in the second set. Abbreviated sets to 21 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. So coming up after this, we'll have some more quarterfinal action, not at the gym, not on mylocalradio.com. We're covering Lyman and Mountain View today. Walker serves it over, 17-16 the score. Lyman amidst a comeback attempt, and 3 bumps and over for Pinedale. Here's that time to take advantage of it. Get a good set. They do to Hansen, and they've tied it up. When you get a good set that gets 3 bumps and over, that's your opportunity to attack, and that's exactly what Lyman did. Out of system was Pinedale, and Hansen with her 4th kill of the set. 10th of the game. Has it tied at 17. A second hit, just a punch over air. Over on Pinedale's side, staying alive. Mahanovic jump sets to Jamie Strite. Stuff blocked down by Kendall Dickerson. And Lyman has taken a lead, 18-17. Dickerson's second block of the set. Hit it over for Walker. 1 point lead. They run a little tandem on a slide fake, but go outside to Strite. She attacks, hits it down the line. And it's a kill, 18 all. This Pinedale team runs a lot of complex offense that you don't see as much, at least I have not so much early in the season from a lot of teams. They ran a little slide fake there, and they had options, but Strite went offside, and went outside was where they went there. Hansen returns with a kill. So when you run that slide from the middle to the right, that's going to force at least your outside, if not both your outside and your middle, to pull in honest on that one. And then that left Strite in single coverage, and she was able to go down the line against that. Very nice play offensively for Pinedale on the play. 19-18. Lyman leads it, though. Air gets under the ball, bumps it over down the line. Outside attack, Strite gets a good swing on it. We're tied back up 19-all. I heard a lot about this Jamie Strite coming into the year. Been covering a lot of 4A volleyball. Hadn't ever seen Pinedale play. I said I heard she could elevate, she could hit everywhere, complete player all the way around. She's been that today. This is a pretty solid Pinedale team all the way around in my first action of seeing them. And an ace serve for Pinedale. Back line. And it's 20-19. Match point number 1 coming up when we return after this timeout. 20-19 to score on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
20-19. Appreciate you listening in wherever it is, whether it's Pinedale, Lyman, or anywhere in between. Here on MyLocalRadio.com, quarterfinal action, and Pinedale up 20-19, set number 2. This is match point number 1. The serve over from Mahanovic, picked up by Hansen. Walker outside to Air, tight on the net, goes over 2 blockers. Mahanovic with the backline defense, airs it, and we're back at deuce, 20-all. It's been a fight-back set for the Lyman Eagles, and they have knotted it up, down 1 set to none, trying to take one and force an abbreviated, even further set to 15 in the third. Kendall Dickerson with the serve over. Mahanovic back sets out to the right side. It's Strite picked up by Hansen. Walker with the bump set to the middle. Harris gets a back middle shot to it. Outside Strite in position, deflected off the net off 2 blockers. Long run for Brooklyn Walker. Air with a deep corner push. Harbors there. Mahanovic back to Strite. The third attack for Strite is the kill off the hands of Nelson. Match point number 2 for Pinedale. 21-20 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Strite serving. Little floater picked up by Air. Walker to the outside. Air into the net, and an Air ends it. An Air by Mandy Air, just for clarification's sake. That's maybe for my own. 22-20. Pinedale defeats Lyman in straight sets. 21-16, 22-20 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. We will come back with a post-game show just a little bit longer to set up the scene here, as we have just a little bit more time in between games to let you know some more about where and when to go, when to be looking for these contests next on MyLocalRadio.com. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball. Do you like following your Mountain View and Lyman athletics when you can't make it to the game? Well, we love bringing it to you. Hi, I'm Jake Hibbard, voice of the Mountain View Buffaloes and Lyman Eagles, and I've been traveling around the state of Wyoming and covering high school sports for the better part of a decade. Whether it's covering a big culminating event at the Casper Event Center, calling a tightly contested Mountain View Lyman game, the greatest rivalry in this state, or kicking back and enjoying the views at one of this state's many hidden gems like the ballpark in Cowley, Wyoming, there's a few things I always see. There's officials trying their hardest, coaches sweating it out on the sidelines, and there's always a ton of support for these athletes from the entire community. MyLocalRadio.com would like to take a moment to thank all of its sponsors for making today's video coverage possible. Without all of us working together, none of this could happen. If you would like to support our future video broadcasts of Lyman and Mountain View sports, there's a few ways you can let us know. The first is, you can call our home office in Evanston, Wyoming at 307-789-8116 and let them know that you would like to know more about how you can become a sponsor of Bridger Valley Sports. The other is, you can just come up to me before or after a game and ask for more information. We've got a lot of different tiers of sponsorship, and we'll find the perfect one for you. We would love for you to join the MyLocalRadio.com and Bridger Valley Sports family and help us continue to bring these games for years to come. That number again to call for the Evanston office is 307-789-8116. Or just come up and see me at one of the games and let me help you help us. And remember, go Eagles and go Buffs.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Welcome back. Post-game here at the Rawlins Invitational following a straight-set victory. Pinedale defeating Lyman 21-16, 22-20 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. We are in for a full day of action, and things have become a little bit clearer as we've had a couple of quarterfinal matchups complete. Unfortunately for Lyman, they are now into consolation, but they still get a quality opponent, whether that will be Rawlins or Powell. They will take on the loser of that game and try to advance on to the consolation final of that bracket. So here's what I do have as I'm writing it down by hand. I've been going off a little cell phone picture I got thanks to Diana Timms this morning of that little gold bracket. And there are no times attached. It's only by, about an hour per game or whatever the heck you want to say. We might even get started a little bit early because it's 9:38 now and we've had 2 games in already. So between 45 minutes and an hour per game. The 10-minute clock is about to start for this one. We'll start at about 10. So maybe figure an hour per contest and maybe a little bit ahead even. So we had Mountain View defeating Torrington. They advance on to the championship semifinals, and they will take on the winner of this contest that we see warming up right now, either Torrington either Douglas or Warland in that game. And after that, we will have our final quarterfinal game, Rawlins versus Powell. That game's set to start about 11 a.m. Winner of that one will take on Pinedale, and the loser will take on Rawlins. So now let's go through the games and see the order of this all. 5, 6, 7. You don't have to follow along. 8, thank you if you are. I'm just keeping that for my own sake of when these games are happening. So this is Game 3, scheduled to start about 10 a.m., and then Game 4 will start about 11 a.m. Game 5, which is either Warland and Douglas versus Torrington, is at about noon scheduled time, maybe 11:30 to noon at that time. And so that puts our next Lyman broadcast between 12:30 and 1 p.m. is my guess, against either Rawlins or Powell, and then Mountain View will play immediately following that against either Douglas or Warland at about 1:30 to 2, let's say. That puts then the third place game, or the consolation. If Lyman can win this game, then they'll play a consolation, let's say about 3 p.m. Third place game, which Mountain View, if they lose their semifinal game, will be in. If they win, they'll be in the championship at about 4 p.m. and championship scheduled for about 5. So if I'm putting an hour for games, look back for another game about maybe look about 12:30, and hopefully we'll be on schedule for about a 1 p.m. start, maybe 12:30, and maybe if we're lucky, we'll be a half hour ahead. So, but for the sake of keeping it an hour, say 1 p.m. for Lyman versus either Rawlins or Powell, 2 p.m. for Mountain View, either Douglas or Warland, and then if we have more games, 3, 4, or 5, the time slots for those contests. I'm going to leave it right there, but first let's run through some stats for the contest that I have. Bryce Hansen leading the way with 6 kills in the first set, 5 more in the second, 11 kills in the game. She had 1 ace as well, 1 ace for Brooklyn Walker, an ace for Kendall Dickerson, and a couple of great stuff blocks as well. A couple of kills for Nelson, a block for Emma Nelson as well, and Kendall Dickerson with 2 kills and those blocks I mentioned. Great game by Jamie Strite leading the way in kills for Pinedale, but I think at the game high was Bryce Hansen. Did not have as much time to keep as close to stats as I did in the Mountain View contest as they took on Torrington, and that first one was a little cramped for time, but we did get that game in. And hey, at tournaments, that's what we're trying to do, get these games in. So look back about 1 p.m. We should have more Mountain View and Lyman action. Lyman coming up at about 1 p.m. against either Rawlins or Powell, and then Mountain View to follow the hour after that. This has been a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com. See you about 1 p.m.
The preceding has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. We appreciate you tuning in to this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive of Lyman Eagles Athletics. We would like to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors and partners who make this all possible. And of course, thank you for tuning in. Check out our website for more information about future Lyman broadcasts, or like us on Facebook to stay up to date with the games. Until next time, go Eagles!